Has a 90 YT is back in the dark as well, because I'm driving home at night. But I thought I'd do a drive home video content because one, it's the only time I get to do it. It's free time, I get half hour to myself. And two, I want to talk about three subjects. First one being Manchester United and how I believe we're going to beat City, and a little bit on last night's game against Juventus. Two, I want to talk about why I left the United stand and why I stopped talking with Mad Marcus for a little while we fell out. And three, just about the future of the YouTube channel which I created, which has gone down the absolute fucking pan. Firstly, United. So great win last night. We could take a lot of things from that, a lot of positives, and also take a lot of negatives as well, to be honest, because you have to take negatives away from any situation, analyse them and eradicate them for the next game. But a lot of positives. Beating Juventus is great, and moving into Sunday, which is a game that I truly believe we're going to win, I think it's a massive result that gives us momentum. I think there's only one way of beating this City team with the current crop of United players. City are going to high press us, they're going to squeeze the ball, they're going to put pressure on our centre backs, which we know they can't deal with, and you know, if that happens, they're going to win. The way round this is to not try and play through this Manchester City team. They're too good, they know what they're doing. We have the personnel and the ability to play over the top. Eradicate that press, go over the top. And there's one thing you need, or you have to have available to you, if you want to make that tactic work, and that is an absolutely superb holder up of the ball up top, a target man, a bloke that can bring the ball down instantly, a guy with a decent first touch. And I'm sorry, but that guy at the minute for us is Marouane Fellaini. It may sound like a joke, but that guy played his best football for Everton up top. And we haven't got Lukaku, the ball bounces off him anyway. Sanchez doing a great job up top, but for me, for this City game, play Fellaini up top, play Sanchez and Martial off him, and watch what happens. And by Sanchez and Martial off him, I mean leave all three of them up top. And what I would do is I would have Pogba, Matic and Herrera all basically playing as, you know, just in front of the centre backs. Squeeze that area, but leave three up top for your centre-backs to deal with, because they'll have to leave defenders back to cope with it, or they'll have to drop centre midfielders in to cope with that. If they do go all guns blazing forward and we go over the top of that, 3 against 2 or 3 against 3, we will fucking win. I promise you that. And Jose, I know you're not listening because you'll never watch my YouTube channel, but if he did, he needs to fucking listen to that tactical bit of advice. Play Fellaini up top against Manchester City, we will beat them. Promise you that. I promise you that now. It's a massive, massive game for us. Huge game, and we have to win it. Have to win it, just to close that gap. Every game's felt like a must-win, but Jose's is a huge credit for bringing this momentum on, and he deserves credit. A lot of people Jose out, more than most on Twitter. Everyone's Jose in the stadium. I've been Jose in, I've been Jose out. I'm firmly behind him now. I think, fuck it. This guy, he's starting to bring his shithousery back, which I want. And that's why I want Herrera to play as well. A shithouse prick Herrera is in midfield. And that's what you need to win titles. Not to win titles, to win football matches. You need a prick in midfield. United haven't had that in a long time. Herrera's form's been shit. Play Herrera in the middle of the park. Watch United start to do business. We're going to beat these City pricks. That's my thoughts on United's current situation and how we're going to destroy Man City. Sorry, a little burp there. Number 2, why did I stop speaking with Mad Marcus? Now, lots been told. You've probably heard Marcus's version, you've probably heard mine. No, I don't think I've ever spoken up about this, but I'm doing it now. Me and Marcus used to chat all the time. You know, he used to help me out with a lot of my content on the Has a 90 YT. I used to go on his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel had huge momentum. That was going places, that was doing bits. And one day he turned around to me and he said, Ross, I fucking hate Fortnite. And I said, no! Fortnite's the best game in the fucking world. And he went, how dare you talk to me like that, you fucking little cunt. And I went, you fucking what? And he went, right, that's it. He got on the train down to fucking Essex from Norfolk. Problem is, I got on the train from fucking Essex to Norfolk. We passed each other on the tracks. Huge fuck up that. We finally agreed, meet at mutual ground. We met somewhere in Ipswich, in a field. He turned up, he had Matthew McFadden on one side and George Carl on the other, and I brought me mum, and we fucking went at it. There was fucking truncheons, someone had nunchucks, knuckle dusters, and we beat each other to a pulp. Funny enough, last man standing was me mum. Me and Marcus knocked each other fucking to bits, which is why we both went off Twitter for a while, because we couldn't talk or type, smashed each other's fingers up. But that's what happened. No, do you know what? The real reason, to be honest, is just you know, both busy. I was busy at work, hugely busy at work, and do you know what? You know, I started off my little YouTube channel. I started to gain a little bit of momentum with it. I started to get a few followers. I think I got over 1,000 views on a video once, and over 100 people live. These were massive milestones for me, and I'm quite proud of doing that. But it got to a point where I needed to concentrate on work, because that's what was paying the bills. And I had to sort of make a choice, and I obviously chose work. I stopped on my YouTube. I downscaled my activity on Twitter. And thirdly is I messaged Mark and said, you fucking prick. No, I didn't. I messaged Mark, who was great. And I just said, look mate, I need to take a break from the United Stand. Or to be honest mate, I need to leave. I can't do it anymore. It's taking too much of my time. I fell out of love with doing videos on the United Stand. I had a couple of regular slots. It started to become a bit of a burden, and it never should have been that. You know, it's such a pleasure and a privilege to be invited on there, and I weren't even enjoying it. And at the time, I think Flex and Sofa were gaining some momentum. You know, and they're better. They were better than me. You know, they're much more enjoyable to watch, and even I'd admit that. So I thought personally, let them crack on. You know, I'm not even enjoying it. Let me step away. You know, I had 7,000 DMs asking me to come back. I didn't even have one. That's how much y'all miss me. But you know, Mark was great, and he said, look mate, the door's always open for you, and I really appreciated that. And a few months passed. I hadn't done anything for the United Stand, and you know, he was caught short one day, and he said, look mate, thanks for coming on and helping me out. And I was like, yeah, do you know what, I'll do as it goes. I haven't done it in a while. And I went on, and I thoroughly enjoyed it again. Really enjoyed chatting with him, bantering with the Gold Bridge. So I thought, I said to him, you know, if you want me again, just let me know. And we've been doing that ever since. I've got no regular slot. Sometimes I'm on the watch-alongs, it's pre-match. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes there's other people. I'm great. Spread the wealth. I think the only regular on that show should be Mark, because it is Mark. Yeah, so that was United Stand, and do you know what? Mark does a fabulous job on that. He deserves everything that he'll get from it or whatever, because it takes some serious fucking dedication to start a YouTube channel like that from the ground up. I've had an absolute fraction of that exposure, and I've buckled under it. Mark held down a full-time job with children and built the United Stand. You know, a little bit of help along the way, I get that, but fucking hell, that's no media company, that's no background people, there's no financial bursaries. That's Mark Goldbridge, and fucking what a job he's done. Because for me, it's now the absolute biggest. It's bigger than Arsenal Fan TV. It's the biggest fan content driven model in the Premier League, or in the wider football world as well. So fucking hats off to Mark. He's brilliant. But yeah, I'm back involved in the United Stand. I didn't get invited to the Arsenal Fan TV game, which I was really upset with Mark about. I wasn't really, but Marcus did invite me, so thank you, mate. But yeah, I'm back in it, and looking forward to the future of what the United Stand will bring. But look, I'm trying to resurrect has a 90YT, and I know probably only 10 or 15 of you are probably ever going to watch this, but if you do, I really appreciate you watching it, because you know, it's just me at the end of the day. I don't know why you're watching me, but if you are, thank you. I'm going to stop doing my bullshit Fortnite content that I love doing, but I understand that not everyone loves Fortnite, and I'm going to try and give you one of these a week. It's probably always going to be me in the dark, because you know, I get a bit of spare time when I'm driving home, so it's a good time for me to do it. See if I can get a better, you know, face light or something. But for now, I'm going to try and resurrect if has a 90YT for some football content, or so any content, once a week maybe. So drop a like if you want to see more content. Drop me a comment if you want me to follow you on Twitter. Not that it means anything, I'm shit anyway, useless. I haven't even tweeted a week. Let me know what you think, is what everyone seems to say at the minute. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about interracial gangbang. There's one for you. Let me know. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about it. But